Welcome back, everybody, to the Just Rumbo podcast. I'm recording this Friday, April 11th. It is day 2 of the Masters. But first, we'll get into the NBA. The playoffs are right around the corner, starting next Saturday. Next week will be the play-in games. And so looking at the Western Conference setup right now, as it stands, recording this Friday at 10 in the morning Central Time. Oklahoma City is the 1 seed in the West. They will most likely be facing Minnesota. OKC obviously been the best team in the league all season. SGA is going to be my pick for the MVP, most likely going to win that award. It hasn't been the best year for Minnesota, obviously last year, making that deep playoff run with the squad. I think this will be a good matchup. Obviously, I think Oklahoma City will win in 6 games. This Oklahoma City team is tough. I would like to see them make it all the way to the finals. We'll see. Obviously, it's a very, very young squad. SGA, we'll see if he can be as dominant in the playoffs as he has been in this regular season. He's unstoppable. Probably the most unstoppable guard since Harden, maybe in 2017-18 range. But it's just every night consistently getting buckets. The most clutch player in the NBA. In terms of the next matchup on the slate, number 2 Houston versus number 7 Memphis. The over-under for fights in this series I think would be set at 1.5, and I would have to go over. It could be potentially moved to 2.5. I think Dillon Brooks and that Memphis squad is going to have a lot of battles. Houston, I really like what Steven Adams has been able to do for that squad. A young squad as well. Jalen Green, Sengun, got some veterans, Van Vliet. I really love Amen Thompson. He's so athletic. Just seeing his speed. One of the best athletes in the league, if not the best, already as a second-year player. It's unbelievable to watch him. Memphis, obviously, Ja Morant. They've been doing their thing. Obviously, Taylor Jenkins getting fired. And then a couple days later, Michael Malone getting fired for Denver. Very weird situation in the NBA in terms of kind of punting on the season when you're a playoff team. It's a very strange situation. In a potential 2-7 matchup, I would have Houston winning in a very tough 6-game series. Next up on the slate, a scenario that I'm not sure the NBA would love to see in a first-round matchup just because the star power that would be in this series, they might want them to last longer in terms of a playoff situation. But in the 3-6 matchup as it stands, we would see a LeBron and Luka-led Laker team face off against Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, Jimmy Butler. I think this would be an unreal first-round matchup. Probably one of the most watched in years. Obviously, we know the history between LeBron and Curry. There are multiple matchups in the finals. Cavs, Warriors. I think this would be an unbelievable matchup. Lakers, I think they would end up winning. I think it could go to 7 games just because Curry and Jimmy Butler, Draymond's been unbelievable this season defensively. I think this would be a really fun matchup. Quick note to add, the 6, 7, and 8 seed, the Warriors, Grizzlies, and T-Wolves are all tied up at 47 and 33 on the season. So these next couple days will finalize where those 3 teams end up. I think a dream scenario for the NBA would be the the Warriors slipping to the 7th seed and ending up playing Houston. I think the Warriors could potentially upset Houston in a 7-game series, and the Lakers would eventually get rid of Memphis in that scenario. But we'll have to see what happens this last week of the NBA season. Last but not least, in the West, Denver and the Clippers. I like the Clippers in this matchup. Kawhi's been healthy for the first time in a long time. Denver obviously cannot guard anybody defensively. Like it's been a struggle for Denver. Obviously, switching out their coach in the last week of the season is a very strange situation happening in Denver. I have the Clippers winning this. I think it could go all the way, go the distance, go to 7. Switching over to the Eastern Conference, Cleveland and Atlanta, 1 versus 8. I think Cleveland would win this in a sweep. Boston, Orlando. I think Boston has this in a sweep or potentially 5 games. Looking at the West and the East, they're very similar with great teams at the top, Houston and OKC and Boston and Cleveland. But I do think that OKC and Boston are just destined to go all the way. It's been that way all season. But then in the middle of the conferences, there's a lot of great teams. The Warriors, the Clippers, the Knicks, Detroit. I really like Detroit. Speaking of Detroit, in that 3-6 matchup, New York and Detroit, I think it'll be a hard fought. I think it could be 6 games. I think the Knicks would end up winning that. With everybody healthy, obviously Brunson suffered that ankle injury a couple weeks ago. And the last matchup in the East, 4-5, Indiana and Milwaukee. It's a tough situation for Milwaukee with them just being older and middle of the road team. I don't know if Giannis will be a lifer in Milwaukee. I think that is something to watch in the coming months. I think he could potentially be on the move to somewhere else. Some intriguing storylines and matchups. I like the Lakers making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals, facing up against Oklahoma City. I think that'll be an unbelievable matchup. That would be an ideal matchup for the NBA. And then on the other side, Cleveland and Boston, that would be a great matchup as well. My heart wants a Lakers-Boston Finals, but my head says it'll be Oklahoma City-Boston. Upset alert, I think Detroit is someone to watch, potentially over the Knicks. I think that'll be a hard-fought series. I could see Detroit making an upset in round 1. Cade has been unbelievable this season. And my MVP pick for this season is SGA. Now, switching gears, as we record this, it is day 2 of the Masters. Right now, Justin Rose has the lead at -7. The last 4 times he's been in the Masters, he's been in the lead after day 1. Ludwig Aberg is -5. I loved watching him on full swing. Bryson DeChambeau is -4. Corey Connors -4. Scotty Scheffler -4. And Rory is down at -1. I hadn't really watched golf that much growing up, but I've really gotten into it, especially this year. Been golfing with my buddies lately here at school, and it's such a difficult sport to play, but it's very rewarding when you put in the time, and it's unlike anything I've ever played, where you have to think every single time you hit it. You have to think posture wise, and just it's the most concentration, but once you get it, it's very rewarding. Yeah, I've loved watching it. I would love to go to the Masters someday. And I think for this tournament, obviously Scheffler having won in 2022 and 2024, he's obviously the favorite. I really do like Bryson. I've loved watching his YouTube videos, and I would love to see them in a matchup potentially on Sunday, going down to the wire. I think there's a lot of great storylines heading into this weekend. Who's going to kind of take that crown? Obviously, Scheffler's been one of the best players, if not the best in the world. And is he going to take that crown that Tiger's had forever of just being the best player and getting everybody's attention year after year in these tournaments? It'll be a very interesting next couple days, who makes the cut, who doesn't. And yeah, I can't wait. We'll have more content coming as April rolls on. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, like the videos, and until next time.